of what you will see when you come to see the fully staged production in February. We have hired a full creative team who are hard at work building this play out with music, with movement, giant puppets, costumes, lighting, all of that. So we have a few members of our creative team here tonight, and I'll just point them out to you so that you can, go chat with them afterwards and ask them a little bit about their process. So I'll start with someone you just saw. Tanisha Payne is our choreographer. We're very excited to have her bring her expertise to movement and piece. We have Alfie Valdez is our set designer. Hopefully you have a chance to take a look at some of his really beautiful preliminary set design sketches. If you haven't, they're on the board in the back. I would definitely recommend checking that out. And who else do we have here? Our wonderful stage manager, I think is here, I saw her. Oh, there she is, Scarlett Patino. Keep us all on track. And then our assistant director and technical intern, who's currently filming, Reagan Carlson. We're excited to have her. One of our producers, we are really grateful to have Anthony Platypodis here. He has also done a lot to make this evening happen, so we're grateful to him. And then we have a handful of people who aren't here that you've seen their pictures up here. So our costume designer and assistant costume designer, the puppeteer who is going to be constructing our giant puppets. And again, if you haven't seen the sketches, they are on the board back there. Take a look, they're really creepy and cool. And then our music director and lighting designer. So we have, like I said, a really full team. We are really grateful to St. Mark's Episcopal Church. That is where we will be performing this in February. They have very excitedly signed on to have us invade their space and build a giant set in one of their gathering halls, so that's exciting. Hopefully they know what they've gotten themselves into. And we're really, really grateful to the City of San Antonio Department of Arts and Culture. They have granted us a production cost grant, which is really huge for us. And I am really excited to say that with their help, we have raised $20,000 out of our $35,000 fundraising goal. So that means we are 60% of the way. We are hoping that as we move into finalizing our creative designs this fall, as we move into casting the show in November and beginning rehearsals, we are really hoping to just go ahead and close that gap so that we can turn our attention from fundraising and just focus completely on the design and the creative process to make this piece what it needs to be. So your contributions tonight are going to help us close that gap and then full steam ahead on the creative work. I just want to give a little bit of a note on what goes into the budget for a show like this. So there are a few things that you can probably imagine very easily you would need money for a play. Things like construction materials for building the set, or purchasing fabric to construct costumes. But I'm going to mention one thing that a lot of people may not be aware of, and that is that on a show like this, it is really common for people on the design team, and in particular the actors, to go without pay. And that happens because there's only so much money, and those people care a lot about the piece, they are passionate about the project, and they want to make it happen, and so they'll kind of do whatever it takes. But from the very beginning of this project, we have made it a goal of ours to pay every single person who works on this what they are worth. And I can't tell you, I can't tell you how many people I have said, we're planning to pay our actors, and they're shocked by that. So I just invite you to help us sort of change the narrative on that and make it the norm for actors to get paid and for creative people to be paid what they're worth. And in addition, I just want to highlight quickly, we have a couple opportunities that we are looking for donors and partners to come alongside us to make this show really, truly accessible to every person in our city. So we would love to provide a performance that is free to students in our city. So we are seeking funding so that we can partner with schools and offer tickets to high school students. We're also interested in hosting a couple pay what you can performances, which is a really good way of making it possible for people who don't have the money to buy a ticket to come and even to bring their families and their friends and just pay a couple dollars or maybe nothing if that's all they can afford. And then we also are really interested in offering more opportunities for creative trainees. So these are people like assistant designers, interns, folks who need to gain experience, but in particular, we want to be able to, just like with our actors, we want to be able to pay those people and make it sustainable for them. We are committed to fostering new and cutting-edge theater in our city and addressing the lack of opportunities and training, but more specifically, fair pay, so that we can create a place where artists are empowered to really stay here in the city and not have to go to other places to get the training that they need. So we're actively seeking partners, sponsors, donors who want to come along and make those things happen, make this cultural experience really accessible to everyone. So please talk to me if that is you. I think I'm going to bring Jen back up. I just want to end by saying, I will say, I feel like the story of the Mystics is truly the story of all of us. In my opinion, the richness of their wisdom is really only overshadowed by the beauty of the language with which they express it. So I invite you to join us as we bring these women out of the shadows, as we bring them into a cultural moment that really needs to hear their strong and their courageous voices, as they remind us that we are not alone, we stand together, and we stand in hope. Thank you.